Hey guys, this is Jamie. So today I want to talk about the future, which is really gloomy. But yeah, I was talking to my partner and he saw this post which was interesting about how youth these days, and specifically teenagers, they don't see a bright future. Hell, even the one my generation grew up with. Like, we still had dreams. Like, I had a dream to be an astronomer. Like, people would have dreams, and I know usually people say, like, yeah, now they want to become influencers. But if you look at it more carefully and if you study it, or talk to a youth, like I was talking to my brother as well, and it's pretty gloomy. Like, everyone kind of has this sort of concern, like, will there be a future? Will the planet not explode? What if World War III like blows up everywhere? And it's something that not just the younger generation has to deal with, but us as well. Like, legit, probably a few times a day, I actually think like, well, shit. The world is in a very terrible place and I have no idea what we can do about it. And this also comes up in like consultations I've seen, like when it comes to psychological consultations with doctors, like sort of, and even in my own, uh, like I've had like my psychologist ask me like, how do I feel about the war and stuff. And the problem is that none of us actually know. Like, well, how does it make us feel? It feels awful. We can't do anything, everything is out of our hands. And even the idea of like just saving yourself and not thinking of other people will lead to bad situations. And it's not like you can even save yourself from what's happening right now. And I don't want to say that this is just like in the left commie liberal mindset, because if you look even at conservatives, they're all there's so many issues in the world that conservatives are trying to find their own sort of beef with anything, in a way, sort of like, I don't know, let's blame it on big pharma, COVID, anything. Everything is the thing that is upsetting the balance, but the thing actually is that there is a balance that is completely off the charts. There, it just doesn't make sense. We're all filled with hate, we're all filled with everything against each other. So it's very difficult. And then, so before we even complained, like everyone wants to be an influencer, but right now everyone just wants to survive. And sometimes for people, they look into, I even defend that even at influencers, and they know that, well, if I get money quick, then I won't have to worry about money later. But obviously there are the influencers that are bad, or the whole like, if you don't have a Lambo by the time of 25, you haven't made it, and ageism as well. But in reality, we're all just really scared. Like, we're all getting this either fear mongering, like get a gun, protect yourself, whatever conspiracy, to the world is gonna explode, and I don't like that. And another interesting quote I saw that was, we were all, well, most of us, not understanding Greta Thunberg's quote of like, you stole my future. But indeed, we didn't just steal it through climate change, but we stole it through having wars and everything. We stole it through this capitalistic hell, this lack of tolerance, this constant idea that someone is out to get us, and pinning sides against each other, pinning people against each other, the same nationalities, the same sort of background. Like, obviously for me it's still very difficult, to talk about the Ukraine-Russia war and how it's became a political circuit. And obviously, I live in Portugal, so we have quite a fair amount of people from Ukraine who were here before the war started, and Lithuanians and other nationalities from Eastern Europe, like me, which have been here for years. And now there's an influx of new people, of course, as well. And you can still feel some tension in the air. And it's interesting because I was helping a woman who spoke only Ukrainian, and it felt, well, I don't remember much Ukrainian, and I never really spoke it factually. So I spoke Russian to her, I helped her out because she needed a ride, and it still sort of stuck with me when she was like, yeah, you're Russian, but you're not, you know. And obviously, I had family that fled from Eastern Ukraine where the war is happening. It's just that I feel like sometimes it's a very personal thing for me to talk about. So obviously, everything and everyone's getting affected. So even I'm trying to sit down and talk this about the future and youth, the fact is that we're all involved in this. But obviously society tries to frame as we should be worried about our youth, but the thing is, we're already fucked in the now. We're already fucked in the present. So obviously this doomer mentality is within all of us. And even again, like I said, like my psychologist would ask me stuff like, what do I think of the world these days? And and how do I feel about it? Like on a how to put this, sort of off topic, because I kind of saw what happened. I had family who escaped, and yeah. So if someone, or when I was talking to my brother, he'd say, yeah, I want to get to uni, stuff like that. And everyone has really modest dreams. It's never I want to have a limo these days. Obviously, unless you're thinking of the Lambo at 25 people. But it's still very modest. It's I want to settle with someone, I want to maybe have a kid, I want to have a house if it happens, or an apartment. And even now I still think about it, even my goals and my ideas for the future are completely different. I don't aim for bigger cities or anything. I'm just happy where I am. Well, I want to adopt once I can, and yeah, I'm very passionate about fashion, but it's not the end of the world if my wardrobe isn't all designer or things that have to be expensive. So yeah, I think we're all very materialistic, and there are a few points. There have been discussions everywhere that materialism, and specifically when it comes to Stanley Cups, that factually we are covering our void, this loneliness, with materialistic stuff. And in general, materialistic therapy is a big thing. The shopping therapy, after all. We just want something to make us feel better, and at this point it's very accepted to do that, to sort of reward yourself, something materialistic. And obviously sometimes it can spiral out of control and everything. But yeah, this is a very gloomy topic. And I don't know what the future holds. And even me being a psychologist, I don't know. Obviously I still have to graduate, and we're getting there. since, thesis internship left. So it's not even our youth. I think our youth are just a reflection of us and everyone who came before us who ruined stuff. I agree with Greta, specifically in this case. It's very difficult that our future is getting robbed away from us. And I feel like heavier times are ahead. Obviously, right-wing politicians are on the rise everywhere. LGBT legislation is, in some places, better, in some places worse. So it's very difficult, and I feel like it's very bizarre to think that before you could choose a country to move to, and it was easier to move to and integrate there, and now it's very difficult. And we have these barriers, this nationalism that is just tearing people from the inside. So yeah, lots to think about. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, no matter how sad it was. I'm sorry for the 1-day delay. I literally was in the emergency room because I pulled my muscle, and today I had a dentist. If you like this video, please feel free to subscribe. That helps my channel. Leave a like, that helps my channel. Leave a comment, that helps my channel. And feel free to buy me a coffee if you can, and if you want to treat me to a virtual coffee. Like literally, you just pay it, I go buy coffee. That's it. We're in the antisocial age. Okay, thank you very much.